Well, we have a new Iron Man figure, and thus it is my civil duty to review it. I am the Iron Man boy. I'm a huge Iron Man fan. He's my absolute favorite superhero. And any Marvel Legends figure of Iron Man they release, I will immediately jump on because I love Iron Man. And how does this one stack up? He's pretty good. He's pretty good. But I don't know, man. He's not doing anything unique. He doesn't pull any tricks. He doesn't try anything new. He's just an Iron Man. And to me, I love Iron Man, and I have no problem with just getting another Iron Man, because every Iron Man figure, to me, I love it. They're fun. They're great. They look great. But he just doesn't do anything unique at all. He is a very cookie-cutter Iron Man figure. And before we get on to the figure itself, I want to do some comparisons. So here it is with what has been in... Oh. So anyways, maybe if I fix his ankle, he'll actually stand up better. So here it is with what is currently, and still is, my favorite comic Iron Man Marvel Legend, the Extremis armor. As you can see, he's definitely taller, kind of in line with the more modern Iron Man figures, making them taller. And here he is with one of the more recent comic iterations of Iron Man we've gotten a new mold of. That is the Invincible Iron Man. I have him kind of shooting his arm cannon, which is kind of the unique new thing that this Iron Man did, giving him an arm cannon. And also a very nice bright gold and a very unique design. This one's just kind of this odd mix between very boxy and MCU and kind of comic-y, and also kind of looks classic. He kind of has like a bit of an Alex Ross looking helmet, which is very interesting. We'll look at that in just a second. And one more comparison, let's get him out and compare him to the latest and last MCU Iron Man. That is the Mark 85. So as you can see, he's pretty much on par with the size and some of the colors. Red's definitely brighter on the new one, not as candy red as the 85, but I love the candy red on the 85. So yeah, there's that comparison out of the way. And one thing I just want to try right off the bat. Does the Tony head from Invincible Iron Man fit on this one? That's a no. I think the sockets are way different. And also the sockets are different size. Unless you modify it, it's not just gonna pop and swap. So that's unfortunate. So no unhelmeted Tony for this, unless you maybe get like the 50th, which I didn't really think to get out and show. But then again, 50th is like classic Iron Man. We're kind of wanting a more modern Iron Man head. So with that being said, let's take a look at this figure, because he's pretty nice. Like I said, definitely an Alex Ross looking helmet. Kind of interesting how he just has a mouth instead of like the kind of Iron Man lion mouth that some more modern Iron Man, especially MCU Iron Man, has. I really do like the look of the chest. Very boxy looking. I like the arc reactor. It's kind of funny how it's little circles in there though. Kind of looks like a colander. I don't know why. But yeah, he has a lot of nice little paint details here and there. A lot of little grays and gunmetal sprinkled throughout. I love the gold look. The gold looks really nice. The red looks pretty decent. Hasbro doesn't like painting the red, so the figures are usually just cast in red. And he doesn't have a lot of the swirlies going on, but he does have a little bit. I don't mind the swirlies too much, but I would rather have a painted red instead of swirly plastic red. Yeah, you can see a lot of nice little details. Completely new figure, this Iron Man. I can tell you that. There's no part reuse or anything here. I love the back vents. Back's definitely lacking some paint, though. You can tell they kind of skipped out on that. But yeah, especially that helmet, man. I dig the look. I do dig the look. Of course, I got a couple blemishes on mine. I saw that right when I got out of the box. And I'm like, oh, dang it. But it's no big loss. Looks good, though. I like the shaping. Like I said, very Alex Ross. Very Alex Ross-esque. That's what I tried to say. So the look is very nice on this Iron Man. It looks good. You know, it's a good-looking Iron Man. But it doesn't do a lot special or unique with the kind of the design. It's just a basic-looking Iron Man, as you can see. So accessories, he has these open hands, so you can wave, hello, hello. And thank goodness they're giving us the hinges again. Because, I mean, I don't like Iron Man with a fist the whole time. Like, as you can see, I like him having neutral hands like that. But you can get them up, and you can get in these repulsor effects, which, as far as I know, they've been using the same mold this whole time. But these ones are very pearly looking. These might actually be some of the nicest ones yet. And I feel like the peg is deeper too. It actually really goes into the hand nice and deep. So they're not going to just fall out or anything. Like you can see they're sticking in even if I'm kind of tugging on them a bit. So definitely some of the best repulsor effects. Look-wise, durability-wise, I really do like them. And of course, like any other repulsor effect, you can also plug them into the feet. And you can also take off the little extra blast and just have the beam. So that's good. Ooh, it does kind of pop in. So just get that back in. There we go. So yeah, nice little repulsor effects there. And let's swap both the hands real quick. Note to self, never swap, never like put your arm on the desk when you're taking parts off, because you're just going to completely nudge your desk and it's going to mess everything up. Let's get those new hands on there. And then he just has fists. So, yeah, just fists. No arc reactor painted in them. No paint on the hands whatsoever. They're just fists. You know, that's not bad. You can have him punch if you want him to do that. So let's just replace one hand with a repulsor hand. That's usually how I display a lot of my Iron Man figures. I have one hand and, you know, I usually just keep it like that. I don't go into my bin, get the baggie with these parts, and then swap. I don't do that every time I mess with an Iron Man. I usually take it off the shelf, mess with it how I've got it, and then put it back. So let's talk about the articulation on him, because he's got some poseability. His head can move up pretty much all the way, so you're going to have no problem looking up poses. Can move down pretty good. He doesn't really have too much side to side, but it is on a ball joint, as you saw, so it can swivel. Looks kind of awkward, though. It does look awkward on the neck. I'm just going to point that out. Just looks a little awkward. One detail I love is the gold stripe going down the helmet there. I love that. Shoulders are definitely disappointing because he has those shoulder pads. As you can see, this one's kind of lipped up. That's because I had him posed like this for just a little bit. So that's all the arms are going to go up. And that's after I kind of lipped the shoulder pad up a bit. They can rotate all the way, but you're just not going to get a lot of out. You're not going to get a lot of up, which is disappointing. You get a bicep swivel. You get a double jointed elbow, which gets you a pretty decent range. If I'll actually be able to bend both the freaking joints, come on. The bottom one just does not want to bend at all. Maybe this bottom one will bend? A little bit. If the bottom one actually bends, which definitely very stiff, you can actually get pretty full elbow range out of that. But you can see it's definitely, ooh, you hear that click? Very stiff. I don't even know if that one wants to go at all. One unfortunate thing though, look at that. Even in the neutral stance, the arm is not straight. On this one, it's straighter, but that one, it's just not straight. And it won't go flat anymore. You'd have to like cut some of the elbow pad to probably get it more flat. The torso is kind of disappointing because looking at the design, it would have been perfect for a dumbbell joint. Like the 85 here has a really nice dumbbell joint. But this one, he just has an ab crunch. Goes back a lot. So you have, like I said, no problem having him like flying in a pose, but it doesn't really go forward much. Maybe one click. But I mean, the 85 has a diaphragm joint, and it doesn't really have any problem looking up. So yeah, it's a little disappointing. You do have a waist swivel, which does its job. The legs are definitely moving more forward on new Iron Man figures, and I appreciate that. Like going back to the Extremists, they didn't move forward too much. But now they can actually move forward nice. Thigh swivel, pretty decent double, I almost called it elbow, double knee. And then the ankles are ankles. They do the ankle thing. Can he get into a ground pound? I'm going to bet that's a big fat no. But I always like trying. He doesn't have enough ab crunch. That's the problem. He doesn't have ab crunch. He can't even come close. See, look, he can't. I mean, he can kind of look it, but see, some people are like, ground pound, but it's like he's not looking up. It doesn't look cool. Ground pounds don't look cool if Iron Man can't look up. So what's the point? Like, I'm just not into that. He needs to be looking straight at you for a ground pound. So, yeah, pretty decent Iron Man. I mean, like I said, it's a good figure. It's a good figure. It just doesn't do anything new or different Iron Man-wise. It's a pretty basic Marvel Legends Iron Man, and I dig that. That's pretty much all I asked for. Like, just get me another cool Marvel Legends Iron Man based off of the cool design from the new video game I'm never going to play because I don't play video games. Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's a really good figure. I recommend it if you're an Iron Man fan. No doubt about it. Even if you want like a sort of generic cross between MCU and comic, this is a good choice. This is a really good choice for an Iron Man. Like I said, I recommend it. I'm definitely excited for the Star Boost version coming out. I'm definitely way more excited for that. I am stoked for that Star Boost Iron Man. I need that in my life like yesterday. I wish we would have gotten an MCU figure of it. It's an absolute crime that Comic Cave had to cancel their Star Boost Iron Man. But still, you know, we're getting a Star Boost. It's video game design, but it's still a Star Boost Iron Man. So there we go, guys. There is my look at the Gamerverse. How did I go throughout this whole video without making a reference to him being an epic gamer? The Gamerverse, Marvel's Avengers video game Iron Man figure from Marvel Legends. Really good Iron Man. But like I said, he's just another Iron Man. If you're a collector that's not really... It's like, oh, I'm kind of sick of Iron Man. I don't need more Iron Man. Easy pass. I can say that. It's an easy pass for you if you're not really worried about getting another Iron Man. If you need the bath part, which, by the way, he did come with a bath part. I usually don't talk about bath parts because I don't build the baths. 9 times out of... Like, not 9 times out of 10. Like, probably 99 times out of 100, I don't build the bath. I've only built a few baths in my time. But yeah, if you don't need the bath part, if you don't need another Iron Man, if you're happy with like, hey, I have an 85, I'm good, you know, then don't worry about this one. But if you're like me, if you're an Iron Man nut, definitely a worthy addition to your collection. I really like it. So there we go, guys. That's pretty much it. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Check out my social media links, PO box address, and frequently asked questions down in the description below. Have a good day, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.